Lex Luthor and Superman becoming friends? Hey, what's going on, folks? Chris from Cinema Hooked, and I want to talk today about what James Gunn announced earlier in the week, and that is Man of Tomorrow. So obviously we know we're getting Man of Tomorrow, which is going to have Superman in it, and it's going to have Lex Luthor in it based off the Jim Lee artwork that he showed on his X page. What's not exactly obvious is going to be the plot of this film. For me, if I'm basing it off that artwork that he shared, it's obvious to me that Lex Luthor and Superman are going to team up in this film. But why? Why would they team up in this film? I mean, Lex Luthor, just absolutely hates Superman. Just every fiber of his being absolutely hates Superman. Now, Superman, it doesn't seem like he hates Lex Luthor. He just hates his ideology, how he thinks, how he treats other people, like just the way that he is as a person. I think it's kind of obvious that there's going to be some sort of threat in this film that's going to cause Superman to need Lex Luthor's help, which unfortunately is going to give Lex a little bit of leverage in the situation because we saw him get arrested at the end of the Superman film, obviously going to be locked up behind bars, but Superman's going to need his help. And I think the confirmation that Superman and Lex Luthor are going to team up in this is in that artwork. Superman's holding a screwdriver as if he kind of helped build the suit with Lex. Personally, I think Lex has already been working on these war suits that we've seen in many iterations of the comics and even in some of the DC video games. But perhaps not. I know in some comic runs there was actually some war suits that were based off Kryptonian technology, so perhaps Superman actually helps build this suit alongside Lex to give him proper tools to be able to defeat a bigger threat. Personally, I want that threat to be Brainiac. Yeah, Brainiac would be amazing to see in live action. I know we got it with the Krypton show, which was kind of cool. I mean, visually, it was the best version that we've gotten in live action. Now, while I love James Marsters' Brainiac in the Smallville series, it just wasn't true to the comics at all. Like how he was, like who he was, how he was created. Like, no, that's not what Brainiac is. Also, they didn't even try to make James Marsters look like Brainiac. They just did their own thing. They just used the name Brainiac and, it was fun. But it wasn't Brainiac. But give me Brainiac, please. Now, exactly how the plot of this movie is going to work, like where does Brainiac come from? Is it going to be teased in Supergirl? I don't know. I was hoping Brainiac might somehow be the villain of Supergirl, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be in this Man of Tomorrow film, which I don't think is going to stand as like an actual Superman film. I think because he's teaming up with Lex, it's not really gonna belong to just one character. Like, it's a Superman film, it's a Lex Luthor film. I think it's just a DC film that's gonna feature some DC characters, and it's just called The Man of Tomorrow, which is a Superman nickname. James Gunn did clarify, though, this movie is not Superman the Man of Tomorrow, it's just The Man of Tomorrow. Speaking of Man of Tomorrow, there's obviously that certain corner of the internet that wants to say that James Gunn ripped off Zack Snyder's, not even Zack Snyder's idea, Zack Snyder's fans' idea, because there was a fan poster made years ago that said The Man of Tomorrow and it had Cavill Superman, but it's like, oh, that was a comic run from over 20 years ago. Like, it's not an original idea. It's like, oh my God, stop it. In 2004 to 2005, there was a Superman for Tomorrow comic that had Superman wondering where 1 million people disappeared to, which kind of made me think like, maybe this is loosely based off that, because Brainiac collects worlds, he collects cities, like he has the city of Kandor in his, collection. Perhaps Brainiac collected Metropolis. Maybe Lois is gone. I mean, that'll get under Superman's skin and force his hand into asking someone like Lex Luthor for help. It makes sense though. Brainiac is extremely intelligent, like one of the smarter DC characters that there is, and one of the better DC villains that there is in the DC Comics universe. And having the intellect of Lex Luthor going up against Brainiac with the brawn of Superman, this can make out to be a huge movie. Big. And like I was mentioning before, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Superman film. It could just be a DC film, and it doesn't have to be a Justice Gang or Justice League or Supergirl movie, Superman movie. It's just a DC movie. It's just a movie that takes place in the DCU, and it features DC characters taking on a threat. So it's okay to have a Green Lantern show up or Mr. Terrific, and it's like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. We saw it work in the Superman movie. I'm just so stoked because we're getting Superman in another movie. I'm not committed to calling this a Superman sequel. Superman is in it. I'm not 100% convinced that it is a standalone Superman film. But 2 years in between films, if this is a Superman film, but even if Superman's just in it and it's not his film, to have him appear in movies that quickly like that, the MCU has really messed up with some characters, and there's some people out there looking for their sequel, like, hello, Shang-Chi? To be able to see David Cornsweet Superman again that quickly, assuming this movie doesn't have any kind of delays and it releases on time with the date James Gunn announced, like, that's a huge win for DC. And I know Henry Cavill, he had a 3-year gap, which that's still impressive, that's still good, but 2 years? 2 years? Like, and to have this announcement that quick, because the Batman v Superman news kind of just came out of nowhere. I mean, Superman was just in theaters. There's theaters that probably still have it playing at their cinema, but 2 years, I mean, that's crazy town. So yeah, that's what I think. It's not exactly gonna be a buddy cop movie, but gonna be a huge threat. Superman can't outwit it. You know, his robots in the fortress, they're not able to solve whatever's going on. He's gonna have to reach out to Lex Luthor for help. He's got all the satellites all over space. He's gonna help him with scans. He's gonna help him out with technology. He's gonna help him out with battle tactics. Lex Luthor's just brilliant. I mean, he is brilliant, whether we like him or not. Nicholas Hoult, by the way, amazing Lex Luthor. Absolutely love it. After we had Jesse Eisenberg, whew, not a huge fan of Jesse Eisenberg in general, but man, that Lex Luthor sucked. Now, Superman's gonna have to come to Lex like groveling, like, I need your help, and Lex is gonna, you know, be like, well, if you need my help, this is what I'm gonna need. Or because Lex Luthor is so smart and so deceiving, so deceptive, that he's just gonna willingly like offer his services, like, yeah, we need to work together, Superman, you're right. I listened to what you said to me, and you're right. You know, I was totally in the wrong with the way that I think, and I want to help you do this, but eventually it's just going to be a big swerve. You know, he's obviously just evil to his core, but he's going to do what he has to do to get out of being in prison. I just can't wait. Give me a 2-hour and 20-minute epic action movie with an amazing villain. Don't do the Marvel mistake in the MCU where you have this amazing villain, if it's Brainiac. I'm just assuming it's Brainiac because I want it to be Brainiac, and I think it makes a lot of sense to have it be Brainiac because we haven't seen it in a Superman film. So let's bring that to the screen. I want to see that, but I want it. The Superman film didn't have a ton of action, so man, if we can just pack the action into this while also having a good story, give us a good story of the villain too. Like, let's see if it is Brainiac, but even if it's someone else, like, let's develop a villain arc here. Like, I want to see a really good villain, and I want to see more villain movies. Just moving ahead in the DCU, I hope we get films that are focused on villains and actually as a villain. Don't take a villain and make the film like an anti-hero type thing. Like, have them be full evil villain. Rated R, DCU movie, a villain being a villain, and we're like, yeah, that's a great villain. Like a Joker movie, but like a real Joker movie, not that joke of a Joker movie, The Joker. Like, that first one was all right. I know I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here. That first one was all right, but I never loved it because it was basically just a movie about a guy that associated himself with a clown, and they used terms like Gotham and Arkham, and they just like took a psychological movie, just kind of psychological thriller, and then just slapped a DC skin on it and called it a Joker movie. Like, get the fuck out of here. It wasn't about the Joker. It never was. I've never seen Folia do whatever the hell it's called. I mean, I planned on dying having never seen that, but since I had that video series, so I finally watched, I'll probably eventually watch it, but man, give us some real villain stories. Ugh, my tangents are all over the place. Man of Tomorrow in theaters, July 9th, 2027. Can't wait. I'll be there opening night. Maybe we can grow this channel big enough to where maybe I get invited to an early premiere, huh? Maybe. I'm just really excited on the news. I can't wait to find out more. Can't wait for that first little teaser trailer. It's going to be amazing. And to those of you that subscribe, thank you so much. If you're new to this channel, I hope you'll join the rest of us and subscribe. Hit that little like button like it says in the sign up there. And like always, let's keep the conversation going after the video ends. Tell me what you think of The Man of Tomorrow. Are you excited? Did you love the Superman film? Did you hate it? Would you fix this or that? Let me know down in the comments. I'll reply to every single one of them, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.